Howdy folks, we are at the Oyster Roast and Sock Burning, sponsored by the Annapolis Maritime Museum. So a sock burning is a sailing tradition where sailors get together and burn their socks that they wore over the winter to mark the start of the sailing season. I thought this was a tradition that went back, I don't know, hundreds of years, but it turns out it started here in Annapolis in 1978. So since then it's been copied at different places around the country and possibly even around the world. I think the oysters are the big draw here, being that they're from the Chesapeake Bay. My wife and daughter are big fans of oysters. I am not. Actually, I don't think I've ever had oysters before this. I usually don't eat meat, but I decided here to go ahead and try oysters. For the first time, I think. I don't think I've ever had them before. They weren't bad, but as a non-meat eater, I don't think I'll ever eat them again. Tickets to the event cost $50 each, and they had a higher level that was 100 and something that included drinks. The level we got for $50 didn't include drinks, but it included all-you-can-eat oysters. The drinks were about $5 each, I think, for beer, and I think mixed drinks were $10 each. My daughter was trying to get her money's worth from this and ended up eating 40 oysters. Needless to say, we did end up seeing those again on the way home.
You can smell Virginia from almost Solomon, so the wind's blowing from the south-southwest. You can smell that.
The tickets are relatively hard to get because they sell out so fast. We kept an eye on when they were going to start selling them, and I think we bought them on the first day. And then we told a couple friends of ours about the tickets, and then they bought them shortly after that. And within a few hours of them buying their tickets, they were sold out. So if you want tickets, you definitely have to monitor the museum's website and buy them as soon as they go on sale. Of course, I came ready to burn my socks. A lot of people there, they just brought socks with them and threw them in the fire. The socks I wanted to burn, I wore them so I could take them off. And traditionally, you're supposed to take them off and not put any socks back on after this. And I walked around barefoot for a little bit. It wasn't that cold out. It was probably in the 40s, maybe low 50s. And later on, I did have a pair of socks in my pocket that I put on while I was sitting in the museum. But technically and traditionally, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to wear bare feet the rest of the day. The band you hear playing is the Naptown Brass Band. They're a New Orleans-style street band that plays in Annapolis, Baltimore, and the Washington area. You've heard them before on another video I did for the Maritime Republic of Eastport Tug of War. This is inside the Annapolis Maritime Museum, and I've never been in here before, but they had actually a lot of neat little exhibits. Saw a bunch of models of different types of boats native to the Chesapeake Bay. They had a oyster demonstration thing that showed like how oysters keep the Chesapeake Bay clean, and some samples of water, or what water would have looked like in the 1600s all the way up to now. And I was kind of surprised to see that in the 1600s they show like the water was really clear in the Chesapeake Bay, all the way up into, I think they say, like the 70s, where it was really bad. But I guess it's gotten better since then. Here's a neat poem that they read at the sock burning. It was written by a former director of the Annapolis Maritime Museum. Ode to Sock Burners, or Ode to Equinox, by Jefferson Holland, Poet Laureate of Eastport 1995. Them Eastport boys got an odd tradition. When the sun swings to its equinoxical position, they build a little fire down along the docks. They doff their shoes and they burn their winter socks. Yes, they burn their socks at the equinox. You might think that's peculiar, but I think it's not. See, they're the same socks they put on last fall, and they never took them off to wash them, not at all. So they burn their socks at the equinox in a little old fire burning nice and hot. Some think incineration is the only solution, 'cause washing them contributes to the Chesapeake's pollution. Through the winter and the summer and into the fall, they go around not wearing any socks at all. Just stinky bare feet stuck in old deck shoes, whether out on the water or sipping a brew. So if you sail into the harbor on the 20th of March, and you smell a smell like Limburger sauteed with laundry starch, you'll know you're downwind of the Eastport docks, where they're burning their socks for the equinox.